Hey, okay, so you have to, well, no, you know how I started. We do not, I do not tell you what to do. You can do whatever you want to do. But what I believe is for me, I have to know when the day is about me and when the day is not about me. It's not about me. And I think and believe that it's made me a better counselor. It's made me a better partner in training. Partner in training. It's made me a better partner in training. It's made me a better friend. It's made me a better parent. It's made me a better employee, contractor, counselor, healer, whatever. Um, because I know for me, I do tend to get lost in my world and my strides and what I want to do and how I want to do it and who I want to do it with and all this other stuff that I go into isolation hermit mode because it's like it's not an isolation as when the spirits isolate you. It's a different isolation, but it's like a hermit mode isolation where you don't deal with other people. You deal with other people only in the way it aligns with you. And if it doesn't have anything to do with you, you're kind of oblivious to it. And I think with the rise of Kayla New York, with the rise of Kayla New York and the empire, um, I believe Kayla New York, which is me, I have realized that, oh wow, I gotta go amongst the people. I gotta get out of the tower and the temple, not the tower, but the temple and go outside. And that was one of the things I did not care for when I was in church because I felt like, and this is no judgment, this is my experience, this is no judgment on anyone else. And if you feel judged, it's probably because your spirits are like, see, I told you, but I digress. Anyway, so in church, I felt like when the sermons started to repeat, it was time, we were full and we needed to go outside of the church, which for me now is a temple, outside of the church and actually use the practices and stuff that you were doing in the temple or in the church. But what I saw from myself is that the sermons would repeat and people would act like they heard it for the first time. And granted, I know a lot of people would be like, well, Keisha, there are times that you could hear something another time and it resonates and hits the way it's supposed to, or you could, like the movie The Matrix. I've watched that movie. I'll probably watch it again today. I've watched that movie with different people and alone, different energies, different spirits and alone. And I've watched it probably at least 5 times, right? Every time I get a different understanding of who I'm supposed to be in the movie, right? That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is I have watched it. You are sitting getting the same message over and over again and you don't realize it's to take out of you and out of this temple, this church, this whatever and go give it or use it to heal the people. We are not, and I kind of, it's like I didn't feel like, oh my God, but I felt like, holy shit, Keisha, you know, we're not seeing all the reason. Yesterday, I saw the reason why I went through what I went through. I saw it. I couldn't see it any place. The spirits they couldn't have made it any plainer why I make jewelry, why I do what I do, why I work where I work. It was evident these past couple of days. These past couple of days, it's made me go, what the hell? And it was because my routine was broken. Jury duty called. That was an experience, but it broke up my day, my month, my week. My If you see that you're doing the same thing and you keep just getting full and full, and even the TikToks start repeating. I'm not talking about the TikToks when your spirits are trying to convince you or make you understand what's happening. That's not the TikToks I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ones that you already know backwards and forwards. You know you're an overcomer. You know you're a conqueror. You know all these things, right? So what's happening to you right now is you're full. You're full and you're like, okay, now is when you take what you're full of and use it for the outside world, because you may not be living on the first level or first dimension of life, and you may be at like 75, right? But you have to understand, you being at 75 isn't for you to be like, oh, I arrived, this is beautiful, whatever, whatever. No, because you're leaving parts of you in level 1. Does that make sense? And the more people, which is actually you, that you're bringing up to level 75, the brighter this place is going to get. Does that make sense to you? I can't believe they're letting me say this on TV, but the brighter it's going to get. But what's happening is we're going to the seminars. We're creating the seminars. We are creating the TikToks. We are creating, because I'm not talking to the people who ingest our content. I'm talking to the people who make content. You understand? That's who I'm talking to right now. I'm talking to the people who are the chosen ones. I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to the people who are consuming it or trying to understand it. Does that make sense to you? We have a responsibility, as with everything that we've been given. You know what quote is coming. What we've been given, we need to go out in the world and handle business. To whom much is given, much is required. And with great power comes great responsibility. We have power to change lives. We were given the power to change lives. Do you know how I know we were given the power to change lives? Because we changed our own life. We changed our own life. It's not about how many followers you have. You understand? It's not about how much money you're monetizing by a video. It's not that anymore. We are in, I guess, what they call the new earth, and we can't do the same shit that we did in the old earth in the new one. Does that make sense to you? If you see a need, fill it. There is no more, well, how much does it None of that shit. We have to stop that. You understand? Because what's happening is you are stuck preaching to the same people who are a never ending program in a never ending pit. Do you understand? Because what they're doing, your job, my job, is to empower you to go do what needs to be done so you can go higher. Do you understand? And the more of us that go higher, the higher this place will be. Everybody, it is insane how many people complain to me. Oh, this and this, and it's always the same energy, energy. And I'm sitting there looking at them like, so change it. If you don't like what's happening, you need to change it. And then I'm like, okay. And then I watch them, and it's like they just want to complain, but it's because they are not privy or have the understanding of you can be different. My only job that the universe has sent me to do is to be a witness, to be a light, and to be an understanding that you can do this too. This isn't this this isn't something that is beyond what you can do. I need you to understand this. You can do this too. I was on welfare twice. Do you understand me? I know. Coming from the bottom, now we're here. Dude, that's me. High five, it's me. You understand? I've done that. And I'm not saying, because I'm not done. You understand? So it's like I'm at a level right now that I said this to someone yesterday. I'm at a level right now where I got to get out what I have in me because they're not going to give me anything else. Like I said, this message, this download, this transmission, whatever you want to call it, Stargate's log, June 7th, 2020, 2026, you know what I'm saying? Your captain, killing New York. You understand? This transmission is not for the people that don't understand it. It's not for the people who are trying to learn it. It's not for any of you. It is for the people who already know it, who are already operating on it, and especially the people who are monetizing and getting money from it. Because the money that you're getting for this or from this, the money that you're getting from what you're doing, it's to fund what you're doing so it can go out to the world. And if you see that you keep making the same content and you keep like not evolving with what you're saying in your content, and you're just like, yeah, I've talked about this for 5 years now and I'm still talking about it, it's because you're full and you are feeding full people. That's what gluttony is. I'm not calling you gluttonous. I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong. I'm just telling you what's happening. Because if you're seeing this video, it's because they sent me. Like, hi, the universe sent me. They sent me to let you know you're full. And the people that you are serving and providing for right now, they're full. And you know what's happening is everybody's full and no, everybody's sleepy. It keeps you sleepy. You understand? And if you keep doing the same thing, getting the same results and serving the same people and getting the same results, you're not going to go anywhere. That's the game. The game is not to go anywhere. You're worried if a video does well, not because you're worried if everyone received it. You're worried because you get paid for that. That's a problem. And I'm probably going to get flack for this, but that's a problem. Because now, let me help you. If you came and you're like, I got gifts, I'm done, I'm a tree, and I'm not doing shit, I'm not talking to you. You're not the ones I'm talking to. I'm talking to the ones like me who's like, I want to see people change. I want to see hearts. Like, don't do it to me. I want to see hearts rearranged. I want to see people make progress. That's like, and it's odd that it's something that I've wanted since I was a kid. I don't like seeing someone struggle and they don't believe that they can have their own clothing line. I have my own clothing line. You understand? I literally have my own clothing line. And people are like, well, how much are you selling it for? That part doesn't matter. Like, oh my God, I need you to wake up. I feel like Spike Lee, wake up. The amount of money that I get from my clothing line has nothing to do with the fact that I have a fucking clothing line. Do you understand me? You're wearing someone else's name on your chest. I'm wearing mine. Does that make sense to you? It's like we are focused on the wrong thing. Do this, sacrifice this to get that. Not, oh, how much is your clothing like? Do you like and I should say y'all because I don't do it anymore. I've grown and evolved from that. You guys tend to look at stuff and the only way you believe it's valuable or viable is because someone else's name is on it. That's insane. You're doing that and how much money that person is making none of that shit, none of that means anything in the new world. New earth, none of that means anything. Do you understand? It doesn't. You can be a gazillionaire and all you're doing is poisoning the world. You are not of this world. This world that we're building, this aircraft carrier that we are getting, this Noah's Ark that everybody is building, it's not about money. We use the money to fuel what we're doing. It's only energy. Money is energy that moves things. It's a current. It moves things to where it needs to be. That's why we need money. You understand? So this is not me talking about, oh, you shouldn't monetize and you shouldn't do this. No, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is pay attention to your output. What are you talking about? Is what you're talking about, are you saying it because it's going to get you 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 views, right? But no one gets saved. I'd rather 5 people watch it, interact with it, and be like, oh my God, this changed my life. Does that make sense? So it's like a lot of this stuff is the weeds being with the flowers. So you have to be careful that you don't get wrapped up in the number of views that you have. Do you understand? Because what I'm understanding with all this shit, it's a game. Do you think that they're really telling you how many people watch your video? They're not. There's probably more people watching your video than you believe because the number that they put on your screen tells you something. You understand? Literally, those who know how to muscle test what I just said. You understand? I could be right, I could be wrong. This is what I was told. Do you understand? Because I asked. I was like, is the number there the real number that's getting, like that? They were like, no. There's a code for it. It has to be a certain type of thing. It has to be done a certain type of way. From what I understand, if the person could see the video, watch parts of it, and then scroll, it doesn't count. I don't know if that's still the way it was, but they're fucking with you. You understand? They're messing with you. So that's why for me, as of right now, today, Stargate's Law, today, I am going to do what I want. You understand? I'm published how I want. I'm going to publish when I want. Why? Because my bag is secure. You understand? If I have to change bags, then we change bags. It's like everything else, like the clothing line, the earrings, the jewelry, the hair, all that stuff, it's secondary. You understand? So it's like, it's secondary to, excuse me, it's secondary to the message. It's secondary to getting it out there. It's secondary to, I'm not a YouTuber. I just happen to be on YouTube. Just like when broadcast networks before, I just broadcast on YouTube. I broadcast on TikTok. I broadcast on Instagram. I broadcast on Facebook. I broadcast on Spotify. I broadcast on Apple Music, Amazon Music, all those other stuff. iHeartRadio. I was so psyched when my podcast got on iHeartRadio. I was like, oh my God, I love our. Okay, I digress. But yeah, like I said, this is for my content people that are pushing content, my tarot readers, all those people, my motivational speakers, all of them, all of you. It's like we have to go out to the world and know that it's not about me. Right now, I'm using the gifts that I was given, the struggle that I went through, to take that and freely give it to someone else. Right? Now, I can hear someone right now, well, I already do that. Then I'm not talking to you. It's like, we got to do that too. We got to stop internalizing everything. Everything might not be yours. This is where I started. It's like, I had to know that these past couple of days, it wasn't about me. It was about using my life, my knowledge, my wisdom, and my spiritual gifts to uplift someone else, to to give hope to someone else, to give help to someone else, to give healing to someone else, to clear someone's home, to clear someone's yard, to do things and just to do it. You understand? Because I can. Not because I'm a celebrity, not because, oh, I want to be seen. No, I don't have the craving validation loop. I don't care about being seen. I don't care who does it. Someone just needs to get it done. Do you understand? And it's just like these past couple of days, that's what showed me. And it was like, and I went home and I looked at my life and I realized, wow, we're full. My kids are full. Like, and I keep pouring into my children, and my children are full. And there are other kids out there that are completely empty with the full stuff that my kids are having, right? And I need to take that and move that over there because they're full. And now they're full enough to be a self sustaining thing. These kids aren't. You understand? These people aren't. You know, I met someone, I met two people, mine not met, I know two people at Sundial. Shout out to Sundial. Gotti, you know, and they were great. They are great people. You could see that they're just lights, and they just need someone to be like, hey, it's this way. Come this way, do this, and you'll get this. I the way I have want a clothing line isn't the way a lot of people want a clothing line. I want a clothing line because I want something that's mine. You understand? Whether it sells or not, I don't care. I'm walking around in my own boots. You understand? I have my own book bag. I'm wearing my own shirt. You understand? And it's like I did this. My records, my books, all this other, I did this. You understand? That's why I do it. I don't really do it to the detriment and how and what aggravation of like my spirit team. I don't do it to get paid. I don't. That's what my bag is for. This is me just being the magician and flirting around. I know there's going to be someone that comes in that's like, okay, Keisha, playtime's over and we got to go do this because I can feel him coming, and I understand, shut up. And I can understand, like, there's going to come a time where I'm not going to be as accessible as I am now. You're not going to see me on television as much as you did before. I understand that things are going to shift, but right now I need to empty out what I know and give it out to the world, and not just to the, on, you know, TikTok, YouTube, whatever, but actually take myself and go to that world, to someone else's realm. Like what's going on in their life? Like, how is this happening in their life? What is happening in their life? And how can I help? Because I'm sitting up here talking and talking and talking and talking, which is cool. But at the same time, what if they don't have an iPad? What if they don't even have the knowledge to get on a social media platform? And I have a friend who just joined TikTok, and she joined TikTok to watch my content. You understand? So it's like, but now the beauty of it is she's going to watch my content, and then she's going to get more content from her spirit team, and it's going to elevate her to where she needs to be. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. We, as the creators, the chosen ones, the whatever you want to call yourself, the empaths, we need to go out into the world and actually start to clean up the world. And not, oh my God, we got to clean the streets. If you clean the hearts of the people, the street will be clean. You understand? So it's just like, there are people out there that are sad. Like, I did not realize it, But there are people that out there that are sad, and it's not that they're not trying. They're trying. They just don't know what I know because they don't have the spirit squad that I have. They didn't have the opportunities that I had. And for me, there's no judgment. You know what I'm saying? There is no judgment. This is like a judgment free zone. Why? Because I've been you. And I think that's why, I know that's why they had me go through what I went through. Because you, it is going to be challenging for you to help someone out of something you didn't go through. You can, because I've done it. However, it it hits different when it was like, nah, I remember when my lights got cut off. That was the day I realized I need to stop acting like a child and get my shit together. That when I was in the dark with my children and I was married, I was like, Keisha, what are we doing right now? This is no good. You need to get yourself together. And I'm not saying that to shame anyone, including myself. That is something I went through. And guess what it taught me? It taught me to pay my fucking light bill on time, because these people are not playing. They do not care about you, and they will shut your lights off. So it taught me not to rely on someone who is unreliable. I'm definitely gonna make that video. Probably same shirt. You know what I'm saying? It made me realize, stop relying on someone who's unreliable. What are you doing right now? You're living in a fantasy. You understand? So that happening to me, if someone comes to me and they're like, well, this is what happened, I'm not going to be like, oh, how could you because I did reach out to someone and they were like, how could you let that happen? Because it never happened to them. So it was like, oh, how could you let that happen? And and I was just like, I didn't really call you for this, but I get it. This is my chastisement for not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Has my lights ever been turned off again? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But yeah, so when someone comes to me, I'm more along the lines of, okay, this is what happened to me, and I tell you what happened to me so you understand that there's no judgment. And then I tell you what I did to change it and to rectify it, and the protocols that I put in place to make sure that doesn't happen again. Now, if you want to follow what I'm saying to you, then fine. If you don't, your lights are going to get turned off again. You understand? And that's how I talk to people. At least that's how I try. I found out, sometimes I can be too forward and not focus on controlling the channel, because I do channel people's spirit team. So it's like, and then a lot of times the spirit team's like, oh my God, we don't know when we're going to see her again. So they try to cram everything into my head at one time. And there are times that I'm just saying shit. And I'm literally sitting there going, what the hell is this? Because there's no way for me to know it. There's no way for me to know that this is happening to you. And when it happens, I'm like, what the hell is this? You understand? So I have to learn to control that. That's for someone specific. I am definitely going to make that video. Maybe same shirt. All right. I know this helped. I love you guys. Stay blessed. Deuces, and we out.